What's going on YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin. Right now we're sitting at $9,322. And what I want to do, I want to start in on the 4-hour time frame here, because what's taking place now on the 4-hour, we have lost our 200 moving average, which we've talked so much about. And now we're also having our 50 moving average cross down through that 200. So a bit of a death cross here as well. So this is an area now that's going to be tough to get up over top of, because these moving averages are turning into resistance. So we need to pay attention to that as we're still in this ascending triangle that we've been dealing with for quite a while now. And what you have to realize, though, is if we do start breaking down through the bottom of this ascending triangle, guys, the first area that I would look at is about 8,674 for support. That's where we had this little double bottom before. In the micro sense, we got a nice little push to the upside. So that's the first area I'd look. Below that, I would have an alarm at 8,535, and then it would start getting down to where we had these tweezer bottoms, are pretty close to like tweezer bottoms, pipe bottoms, right around $8,151 is going to be the area if we start having candle closes below this ascending triangle that we've been looking at for quite a while. And this ascending triangle that I have, we're looking at on the 4-hour, but I did draw it on the 1-day time frame. So there's some things that look a little bit different, but we don't want to see this here, guys. We have not had this death cross in quite a while. It's been all the way back, let's see, about February 27th, 2020 is the last time that we have actually crossed down through. And you can see we had our golden cross here, and that led to a beautiful move to the upside. They've kissed even in this area, but now we're actually having that crossing down. Just to show you a little bit better here. So our 50 moving average on the 4-hour time frames in this pink right here, and then our 200s in white. So you can see how it's just dropping down, and now that's acting as overhead resistance. We're getting these little moves back up, but we're selling off once we hit those moving averages. So guys, technical analysis, looking at these moving averages, they can tell you so much: support, resistance, what way's the trend going, and now we're starting to have these crash down upon us on the 4-hour time frame. So this is where you really need to be careful here. I'm not saying we can't still make a move to the upside and start, getting over top of what we would need to get is about over top of $9,600. But right now, I believe being more cautious is the way to go, just due to what we're looking at right now. You can see how in the short term now, we're really starting to move to the downside, and we have to be aware of that. So next, we're going to go into the 1-day time frame. And also, guys, if you get some from this channel, you like me covering Bitcoin, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave it for me down low, and also share with your friends. That really helps us out. So what we're looking at here on the 1-day time frame now, basically our 20 EMA in purple is starting to cross down through our 50, and we're having a massive fight with the 50 moving average. Yesterday, we closed just up above it, basically right on that 50 moving average. Let me zoom in on the candle here so you can see. So this was yesterday's candle. We closed right up above it, so you can see how important this is, right? So today, if we have a candle close below it, that's going to be significant, especially if it comes about 3 to 5% below that ascending triangle, this bottom trend line where we've been holding higher lows, which is going to be extremely important for us. But guys, we've been trading up above this 50 moving average since April 21st. So if we start losing that and we start having candle closes below it, and that starts acting as overhead resistance, then you'll know that the trend truly has changed. And what you can see is even the volatility stop, it has changed now, and it's showing basically your buy stop, if you were shorting, should be at 10,101. So what's that showing is the trend has now changed. And they're saying if you're in a position, if you're even in one right now, you should actually be going short in this market due to the trend. Okay, so that's where you got to be careful, guys, because we can drop so hard and so fast and back test this 200 moving average, which is at $8,200, and it could happen overnight because we've been moving sideways for so long. And when you move sideways for so long, whichever way it's going to break, it's going to be very fast, it's going to be very aggressive, and it could be, a white candle like this to the upside where we went from $7,700 all the way up to $9,000 in a day, or it could be something crazy like this over here where we went from $8,900 all the way down to about $8,000 in a day. It truly can move over $1,000. And you've seen here, guys, it went from $8,000 all the way down to $3,800, but that was just because of all the things that were going on in the world. It's just one of those huge dumps very fast. But still, that's what Bitcoin can do. It can gain or lose $3,000 to $4,000 in a day. So always prepare yourself for that, and also have those stop losses in place if you're playing these positions, guys. That's going to save you a ton, because you don't want to wake up and see Bitcoin down, $1,500. That's one of the worst things to experience, and you just really have to realize that. And what's tough with this ascending triangle, you typically don't want to play patterns when you have overhead resistance right up above it at 10,439. We'll call it 10,500, and that's going to be our macro lower highs that we've been having. So it's tough to say, all right, I want to jump in a position right now when I have basically 9,600 is overhead resistance, 10,000 is overhead resistance, $10,500 is overhead resistance. And if we close today below that 50, the 50 moving average on the 1 day is going to be overhead resistance, as well as that 20 EMA. So for me, this is a spot to be extremely careful, guys. You know, you can even see here on TradingView, just right here, I tried to actually get into this and it wouldn't open, but you can see the technical analysis now. We were in the having buy signals, and now we actually switched to that sell signal. Okay, so that's where the trend is changing here, and we have to be careful. Even Ethereum's losing a little bit right now. It's at 228. It's all rejection from that 248. So that's where we just really have to see if the bulls are going to step in. Now, one intriguing thing that I did like to see here, this article, I'm not going to get into it, but I just want to point it out to you. It's Bitcoin price eyes next big move following skyrocketing retail interest. And basically what this was talking about, it's the highest it's ever been of wallets holding that 0.1 Bitcoin. So it's talking about just consumers like us, not those big, or these are the retail buyers. They're not the big institutional investors who are going to push this market all over the place. So it is good to see that more people are buying that and they're holding that and they're getting into cryptocurrency, because that will cut down on the manipulation a little bit, because those are, you know, shares of Bitcoin there that basically the big investors, they can't manipulate or move around because people are holding them or hodling them. So that is a significant point, that more retail interest is coming in, but we still need this institutional interest to push us to the upside, to have that buying strength to the upside. In my opinion, a lot of the times it's the institutions will get us moving. They'll have one of those big moves to the upside. Then the retailer investors FOMO in, and basically that's what really pushes us up to the next level. So it always starts with the institutional investors, the market makers, the whales, whatever you want to call them. But guys, if you get something from this, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave just a thumbs up down low, anything to help out with the channel. Wanted to put this out there for you. Really watch this 50 moving average today. If we close below it, guys, it could potentially start acting as overhead resistance, and it could be a very tough area for us. So just keep that in mind. Be cautious. Want to put this out there for you. Love you all. God bless.